Hello there, dear viewers and commenters. This is robertdevald and this is part 2 of my tutorial on how to make a Robert style lyrics video. Let's get started. First of all, if you didn't see the first part of this tutorial, click the link to watch that one before watching the second part. If you saw the first part, then let's continue. So where did we leave off? Well, I said that the image files should be placed in the right order according to the lines of the song. Just place all the image files in the right order and always remember to save regularly. This could prevent lots of problems. When you have all the image files in the right order, it should look something like this. You should have a video track on the top, an audio track in the middle, which is from the intro, and then a separate audio track below for the song itself. And now I'm going to play a part of the video to show you how your video should look at this point. So yeah, this is how your video should look by now. No animations and no moving background, only the text and the blue background. Now just go out and find your moving background under the Project Media tab. Grab the video file and drag it over to the timeline under the music track. Now just take your video file and extend it as long as your song is. But now, if you play the song, you still cannot see the background. And this is the point where you will see the true purpose of the chroma key effect, otherwise known as a green screen, blue screen, or red screen effect. Just click on the Video Effects tab. Now scroll down and you will see chroma key. Click on it and choose Default, and this will be your blue screen effect. And now just select all your image files. This is easy to do by clicking on the first image and shift clicking on the last image. This will select all the images in the row. And now just drag your default chroma key effect over the whole row. And now you can see your background. Now there are a few settings that you can play around with, but they don't make too much of a difference. It's best to leave them at default. When you're done, you can just exit out of this window. And now I can play a fragment of the song and you will see that there is a moving background. The next step from here is just adding some animations. Okay, we're here to add some animations, so go to the Transitions tab. And here, the 4 first ones are Blinds, Cascade, Fly in and out, and Shuffle. These are the 4 that I use the most. Click and drag any of these over to the timeline on the first image. Just drop it on the point where the 2 images meet. You will get this kind of menu, but here we don't have to change anything, so you can just exit out of it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we have an animation. As you could see, even my computer struggled with showing the animation, because moving background takes a lot of power. I suggest you change your preview quality to draft and half. Now you should see the animation much smoother. Just like that. Also, I must mention this, if your processor supports hyper-threading technology, you are strongly advised to switch it off in the BIOS. Hyper-threading is a great feature that boosts performance significantly, but it causes a lot of trouble with Sony Vegas. You will get errors like running out of RAM, rendering failing due to unknown errors, and so on. So I strongly advise you to switch it off. Of course, after finishing with Vegas, you can restart your computer and enable hyper-threading again. And now let's go back to animations. As I showed you previously, you can select multiple files by shift-clicking and then dragging the animation over one of them. To choose a different animation, just go back to your animations list or transitions list and choose different animation. Just add an animation to each frame to your liking, and when you're done, it should look something like this. From this point on, everything that I will do are all optional things. I first place the HD logo that's in my bottom right corner onto the timeline and apply the red screen effect to it so you can see right through it. And now I'm going to place my outro on the timeline. This is also fully optional, so if you don't have an outro, don't mind. As a next step, I import my last video so people who like this one can view that one also. I'm going to show you how to place the comment of the person requested this song into your outro as well. But if you want to skip that part, click your screen now. So now let's go over to YouTube and find the original comment. Okay, it looks like we found it. So now you want to zoom into your web page so you get a sharp picture. You can do this by pressing Ctrl and plus simultaneously. And now, just as we did before with color sampling in Vegas, we just have to press the print screen button. This will take a screenshot that we can paste into Paint later on. When you have your screenshot, you can just exit out of your browser and open up Paint. Now press Ctrl and V simultaneously to paste the picture. Now you want to take the selection tool and select the comment. When you have your whole comment selected, just go up and press the crop button. This will leave you with only the clean looking comment. And now save it in the folder where you have all the other images for the song itself. You can name it, for instance, BJ comment. When you have your image saved, you can just exit out of Paint. Now just open up your song and import the image. Now place the comment onto a separate track. And now just set it so that it appears in the exact right moment. When you're ready with adjusting, it is time to animate. Yes, you are going to animate yourself, so just place a keyframe. Wait a second. What's a keyframe? Well, you'll see in just a second. Open your track motion, and you'll get this window. What is this? Well, this is the place where you can change, for instance, the size of various things in your video. This time we are going to change the place and the size of the comment. So now just add a keyframe at the exact moment when your comment shows up. You can do this by clicking this little button here. Doing this will add this little diamond shape on your timeline that resembles a keyframe. The diamond shape will also appear on your actual timeline. Just make sure that the keyframe is placed on the exact moment when the comment appears. And then place a second keyframe about 1 second after the first one. Now just click your second keyframe and make your box smaller. And now just use your arrow keys to move it more precisely. When you have it positioned to your liking, just right click your second keyframe and select copy. Then left click your second keyframe, right click it and select paste. Now your first keyframe will be just as big as your second one. And now just move the box in the direction where you want your comment to slide in from. Move it just till the point that it doesn't show on the screen anymore. Buggy Windows. And now we want to change the smoothness of the animation to 100%, which will make for smoother, more elegant transitions. Please note that you are supposed to do this with both keyframes. When you have them both set to 100, you can exit out of this window, and I will now show you a clip of how smooth it is. And now you're basically done with your whole video. I truly hope you guys understood the keyframe part. That could have been a bit confusing, but that is why I also showed on the screen what to do. So as I said, you're basically done with your video now, so double check if you have everything, your intro, outro, your frames, animations, background, everything. And when you see that everything is alright, it is time to render your video. Now go up to File, Render As, and you will get this window with a lot of extensions that you can render in. I suggest rendering in MP4 because just like JPEG, it gives great quality and uses quite little hard disk space. If your video size is smaller, it will upload to YouTube faster too. I suggest you render in 720p because 1080p is just unnecessary. Now just click on Customize Template. And now there are lots of options. I will now show you the render settings that work the best for me. Set your frame rate to 30. If you render in any higher than that, YouTube will convert it back to 30 frames per second, so it's quite useless. And that is all you have to change on this panel. Now go over to Audio. Here you can choose the quality of the audio. 64 kbps is radio quality, 128 is CD quality, and 192 is studio quality. When you render in 720p, it is nice to choose 192. You can go over to the next tab, but here you can't really change anything, so why bother? On the project tab, however, you should change the render settings to best. And now you're done. You can just click OK. No, wait, we should give a name to our template. Just give it any random name like best YouTube video render template or anything. And now you can click OK. And now you're finally done. Just click the render button and your video will render in a few minutes or hours, depending on your computer. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope this tutorial helped you in making your very own lyrics videos and have fun making it. Also, you can watch the Billie Jean video by clicking anywhere on this video right now. Make sure to comment and post your own lyrics video as a response to this one. I'd like to see your creations.